Chris Sims, he hasn't always been critical of Tua, but he hasn't always been the most supportive of Tua. A lot of Dolphins fans not so happy with what he oftentimes does have to say about Tua Tagovailoa, and he recently talked about, everyone seems to be talking about it too, Tua contract negotiations. Everyone has an opinion on what should be done or shouldn't be done. Chris Sims on Pro Football Focus weighed in the other day and said it's really just kind of a one-team race.
Hey, Chris Grier, right? He's tied to Tua. There's a lot of pressure with him in the Tua situation. It didn't work out with Brian Flores. Everybody knows Justin Herbert's better than Tua in the NFL. We know Joe Burrow's in another stratosphere. Oh, no, Jordan Love's starting to look like you might want him over a Tua long-term, right? And where I worry about the Dolphins is Chris Grier going to tie himself to such a point with Tua and prove that, oh, he is good and he's the guy, that he's going to hurt the rest of the football team kind of to save his own ass a little bit about the Tua pick. That's what I would worry about. What are they going to pay him? What are you going to pay him? Just like I would say we talked about the Cowboys, or what I would say with the Giants last year. Who are you negotiating against, right? What's the number, right? Don't just throw a number out there because you think you need to throw that number out there, right? They could throw, like last year with Daniel Jones. Why $40 million a year? Why? You could have gave him 34, and I think that you could have gone, tell me some other team that would give you 34 or 32. Show us that team. Oh, crickets? That's right. And I think like you could do the same thing with Tua. But these teams negotiate against themselves right now with certain situations and go, here's this. No, we'll give you more. We'll give you more. And it makes no sense. And I feel like the Dolphins are going to do that with Tua.
Now, I do believe that Tua, I'm going to agree with the point that Tua and Chris Grier are pretty connected. Chris Grier wants to prove and wants to at least believe that he made the right pick. I think he did make the right pick. That's not the problem. But he also needs to say that, well, if I made the right pick, I need to pay Tua. I do not agree that it is a one-team race for Tua and that they're bidding against themselves, Vlad.
That's an interesting take, because I think, yeah, that's ridiculous. Tua is a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, so his services are going to be wanted.
Right. And obviously, if you have, and I don't think anybody has any quarterback from the 2021 draft. I think the only one that's still starting is Sunshine. So,
bad draft.
Yeah, but if Tua's going to be available, teams are going to, teams will sign him.
Yes.
Teams will sign him. Now, is it going to have to be some ideal situations for him? Yeah, because I don't think any cold weather team is signing Tua. You know what I mean? But also, here's the other problem. Most teams are have their quarterbacks or are drafting their quarterbacks to get, set up, develop, whatever. So in that retrospect, maybe he's not. I can't say they're bidding against themselves, but maybe the market might not be as many as once was thought. You know what I mean?
I think, Chris Sims kind of got caught in the air saying not so much that the Dolphins are bidding against themselves. We know if you're a good player, especially a good quarterback, and you become available, some team, and it only takes one team like the Giants or something to pay somebody a stupid amount of money. But being a good quarterback, being available, it only takes one team to pay a lot. So I don't think that you're bidding against yourself. I think that, and if we just put him out on the free agent market and said, test the waters, he wouldn't find somebody. He would. He'd find a good deal. There's a lot of teams that would want him. I mean, maybe even in New Orleans, getting tired of
if Tua's available next season, Denver doesn't draft a quarterback. I don't know. Maybe
exactly. Payton. I think what he meant more is that Dolphins, be careful of overpaying him. Don't be in a rush so much to get everything signed, sealed, and delivered with Tua. The advantages of signing Tua is, number one, he's happy. Number two, maybe you can back in some of that money and get some of the guys you might need to help him out now. And also, you lock him in and you're good and you don't have to worry about all that stuff. But the thing is, he's still got another year on his contract. He's still going to get paid.
Wait, is this his last year?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, why are we in such a...
Well, give him essentially that he doesn't have to worry about next year.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You have a franchise quarterback that's going into this season, 2024, with his conscience clear. Like, he doesn't have to worry about, my money or anything like that. Plus, if you really love the kid and you stick with McDaniel, even though I think his Nike fits is on the burner, on the Foreman grill. I mean, this is season 3, and and you're not as talented as you were the past 2 seasons. So, but the AFC East has definitely gotten less strong.
Right. It's kind of taking a step, at least on paper, or as we see.
Or it's more, at least it's the 3 teams are more even than before. Buffalo was always still the king, the Kings, but they lost Stephon Diggs. Jordan Poyer went to the Dolphins. They lost a lot of players. Miami lost some key players. They signed some vets. Nobody knows what's going to happen with injuries to players late in the season. Jalen, Bradley Chubb, we don't know when they're going to come back. So this is why this upcoming Thursday is going to be critical. That first round pick is big because that person's going to have to be impactful. Yeah, he's going to have to make an impact on this roster.
Absolutely. Got to play right away.
And back on the Tua contract, here's the other thing. You sign Tua now, then you can go in and ask him, can he restructure his contract next season for you to make move to sign certain players, a la Jalen Waddle, and make moves in the free agent market.
Here's what I'd like.
It might be smart money wise to give him the contract now.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Here's what I'd like the Dolphins to do with every player, much less Tua, especially. Treat it like a business. Do this. Go to Tua and give him a deal you feel is fair, maybe a little on the lighter side, and say, go ahead and sign it. Because Tua might look at it and say, you know what? A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. This is a sure thing. This is a contract. This is an extension. This is going to get me paid. I'm going to be okay. I also know that if I tell them, like Christian Wilkins, I'm going to bet on myself, and he gets hurt really bad next year, all that money goes away. So you're kind of in a weird situation. Like, we want you, you want us. Let's try to meet somewhere maybe in the middle. Maybe not this highly paid because we've ridden with you through all this. Maybe you need to take this deal. And Tua might say, no, I want to get paid this. And they say, okay, play it out. Earn it next year. Oh, don't get hurt, by the way, because if you have a serious injury, then there might not be a lot of bidding out there for Tua. So Dolphins, I think what you should do is you either ride out this final year or, not saying lowball them, but give them a fair deal, but on the lower side of a fair deal offer.
That's nasty work.
Hey, it's a business, Vlad. Is it a business or is it a family? Which one is it? Do you want your football team to be more business or more family oriented?
Business.
Yeah.